With playing Genshin Impact I stepped a bit out of my comfort zone. The art style initially reminded me so much of A Rose Online, but I soon found out that the game is so much more refined. You start your journey in search of your sister or brother, depending on your starting character, who has been taken away by an evil goddess, and find yourself on the shores of Starfell Valley on the continent of Teyvat, where an equally annoying as adorable fairy/spirit will help you get started. The world is ruled by 7 Argons, each representing an element. The first city you encounter is Mondstadt, where the Knights of Favonius try to keep the order. Soon you find out that the evil Abyss Order is here to corrupt all that is good, and you of course must conquer all evil in this world all by yourself. While all you really want to do is save your sister or brother, depending which character you started with. Another evil is the human threat, and soon you'll run into the first envoys of Snezhnaya. They want to dominate the weaker factions and put a heavy pressure using the excuse that they need a strong leader to fight the Abyss faction. Your first mission is to save one of the 4 winds of Mondstadt, a massive dragon corrupted by the Abyss Order. The graphics are spot on and incredibly clean. The surroundings are somewhat more detailed than the anime characters, which works really well. The combat system is pretty unique. You can use up to 4 characters to make elemental combinations. Sometimes during quests you can have a 5th quest character. You start using Anemo, which is pretty much wind magic, and this combines really well with Hydro, Pyro, Cryo and Electro. For example, your combat talent or unique is called Gust Surge and creates a massive tornado. When this comes into contact with one of those 4 elements, they can become infused. Base elements can combine really well too, for example when you first make an enemy wet using Hydro or freeze using Cryo, and then use Electro elemental damage, they become electrocuted or overloaded, dealing tremendous damage. Then using Anemo on top of that will amplify it even more. One of the first characters you can use is Ember, an archer using Pyro or fire damage. She can put, for example, areas or champions on fire, which combos really well with your Anemo skills. Each champion starts with a basic attack, which also has a charged version, holding the mouse button, and a plunging attack when coming from the air and holding the mouse button. Then you have a passive ability, which allows you to enhance your damage or skill output. A normal talent, which has usually a low cooldown and will be your primary elemental damage output, and an ultimate or unique ability which needs to be charged by attacking or using other talents. After Ascension level 4 you can get an extra passive talent. Outside the combat abilities there are also utility talents for traveling or using basic skills like cooking. Now when looking at the attributes there is your basic HP, attack and defense, then you have elemental mastery and you have the max stamina. Stamina is usually the same for each character, and elemental mastery amplifies your elemental damage. You can level up characters using experience books, and once the level cap is reached, the character's cap can be increased by ascending, which will require certain materials. This is basically your zone limiter and also where the main grind comes in. Each character has a single type of weapons they can use. This can be bows, swords, claymores, pole arms or catalysts. They have their separate uses. For example, to mine you need a character with a claymore. Swords and other weapons might do minimal damage to it as well, but the weapon will be much more effective. You can refine it up to a certain level by sacrificing similar weapons to increase its potential. You can also enhance it using weapons and refinement stones, increasing its level and get more passive bonuses and damage output. After certain enhancement levels you can increase weapons using Ascension. By using rare materials you can increase the level cap and even change its appearance. Then comes the 5 artifacts, which really increase the power of a character by an exponential amount. Each artifact has about the same potential but come in sets. Equipping 2 or 4 artifacts with the same name will unlock very strong bonuses. For both weapons and artifacts counts you can find better quality equipment, which can have 1 to 5 stars and which become increasingly better per star level. Next is Constellation. You can unlock powerful passive bonuses when finding more of the same characters. Just like weapons you can use them to enhance these characters. Let's take a look at the world map. Each area is explored finding a statue of the 7. The world map will then reveal all surroundings belonging to that statue. Pretty much each area also has an elemental boss which drops a very powerful loot, especially at high levels. but this boss is very strong and will require a group of powerful characters to defeat. Another prominent feature on the world map is domains, which often have multiple levels. They require sometimes difficult tasks and challenges in order to obtain rare items, but will not be easy and sometimes are bound to time and or elemental types. Scattered around the map, but not shown on the world map, you will find Shrines of the Depths. These shrines can be unlocked by certain keys depending on which of the 7 is ruling these lands and contain a powerful chest full of treasure. These are a good way to get strong artifacts. Other than that, there are many teleportation waypoints which can be used to travel fast. Every major city contains several traders like blacksmiths, alchemy and jewelers. They will help you to obtain the materials you need to increase your character and equipment. The other notable feature in every large city is of course the Adventurers Guild. First thing they have is commissions, which are pretty much your daily tasks, starting with 4 each day. Once you've done those, you can claim these commission bonuses. You can also send some of your characters on expeditions for a certain time to get a handful of basic items. Every adventure level you can claim a reward here as well. The last thing on the map for now are the Ley Line Blossoms, which trigger small quests, for example slay a few mobs or run a time distance, and will help you get the experience or gold depending which one. This will cost original resin, which is pretty much your energy. This energy replenishes over time, 1 every 8 minutes, but you can also use items to replenish this, for example fragile resin. But be aware, because later you can craft those into more powerful resin, so best not to use them. The microtransactions in this game are not overly forceful. There is your battle pass, which can be boosted for levels and rewards using primogems. This is something you get from quests and tasks you do and can be used to obtain tons of materials, but more importantly, wishes. You can access the wish and shop menu using the escape button, but the tab key will open up a little fast menu, which is really helpful. Also the F buttons on top of your keyboard will open these menus. There are 2 types of wishes, Intertwined Fate and Acquaint Fate. Intertwined will be more limited and will unlock powerful characters, even sometimes 5-star. Every 10th wish will be a guaranteed purple or rare wish, which has a relatively small chance of being a 5-star. The Acquaint Fate will work with the same principle but will have lesser rewards. You can buy wishes using Star Glitter Exchange. You can obtain those from rare wishes. You can also use Stardust Exchange, but they will have a limited supply and they can be obtained from normal wishes, and of course you can use the primogems. Also some small options are available for useful items like a month pass. Overall the prices are somewhat expensive but are not forcing you to buy anything to progress, so those are quite fair. The best way to progress is doing quests. They are very story rich, fairly unique and often amusing. Most quests have voiceovers and an abundance of cutscenes and often challenging and well executed missions. Another guide to help you progress properly is completing chapters, which will not only give very good rewards but also help you a lot in finding the best things to do for your level. Of course also events will help you get new characters and create challenges. There is a great amount of achievements available to help you get your primogems. Once at adventure level 16 you can go co-op with your friends, which will help you clear bosses faster or just not be alone with payment for a while. Be aware that when you play co-op you can't use all 4 characters, but you have to share those 4 with the co-op partners. Build a strong team with preferably a healer when doing bosses and dungeons. Early on you can get Barbara, but also the wish event might come with a strong healer like Noelle. Elemental combinations are your most powerful tool, so focus elemental artifacts on your strongest elemental characters and attack on your primary damage dealers. Learning good combinations can be both fun and rewarding. You can climb mountains relatively high, but this is limited to your stamina, as is floating. Make sure you don't float too far, however you can also save your life by dive bombing the floor without taking damage. Of course running but also swimming will cost stamina and you will instantly drown if you don't have any stamina left. I do hope you like this review. Drop a like, subscribe if you want more of this content, and also I do hope it helps you play the game a bit better, and thank you very much for watching.